In this short video, I will compare the graphical interface of 4 different synthesis modules. I will also show you the oscillator, filter, amplifier, envelope and LFO sections in the plugins. I've made an interesting selection of 4 freeware synths. First of all, we're going to discuss the Abacus. First of all, I'll show you the oscillator section, which is located right over here at VCO 1 and VCO 2. The oscillator creates the sound based on a geometric waveform. Over here we can choose between a sine wave, a sawtooth wave and a square wave. It's the same thing in the VCO 2. We can also adjust the frequency, detune, add the envelope from ADSR2, which is located over here, and we have a follow button, and we also have a ring modulator button, which sees that there's modulation, yes or no. Then we move on to the filter section, which removes unwanted frequencies. With this mode button we can switch between a low pass and a high pass filter. Then we also can control the cutoff and the resonance, the signal from the ADSR2 envelope filter and a follow button. Then we move on to the amplifier section, which controls volume over time. Since synths are not static and will produce some kind of modulation. We can blend VCO 1 and 2, we can blend in some noise, and obviously we also have a volume button over here. Then we move on to the LFO section, which is located right here. In this LFO section we can yet again choose between many different waveforms. Sine wave, triangle wave, square wave, and 2 kinds of noise waves, I'm presuming. If somebody knows what they are specifically, I would like to know. We can control vibrato and tremolo effects and the speed of them, and also a wah-wah effect, which is some kind of an extra filter. And also there's this pulse button. We also have the envelope section, which is located right here with ADSR 1 and 2 with regular buttons: attack, decay, sustain, release, twice all over again. And here's another section that controls the keyboard below. So you have a keyboard interface in the plugin itself, which is quite handy. And we also can control a separate delay effect in this plugin. Okay, this one was a very complicated plugin, so I'll move on to a simpler one. This one, the CS Base 1. Here we have the oscillator section with the many different waveforms where we can choose with this knob. Then if we move on, we have the filter section over here, which controls the cutoff and resonance. I'm assuming this is a low pass filter, since this is a bass plugin, so a high pass is quite unuseful over here. Then we move on to the amplifier section. Here at the ending we have our volume buttons, a modulation button, a octave up button and a glide button. Then we have the LFO section right over here, where it says sub oscillator, and also an overdrive button, and also a reverb button. The envelope section right here is as usual. Then we have the impulse, where we have our oscillator section first. Then our filter section is located right over here. Then we have the amplifier section right over here, but actually it's only this button, because this is the envelope section right next to it. And obviously we also have the LFO section right over here. We also have an effects module built into it and a overdrive section right here. And the last one, the ES line, is actually a quite limited synthesizer, because it's only a interface from an organ, I'm presuming. And the oscillator is actually located in these buttons, because they represent different instruments which adapt the waveform. Then as a filter, there's only these two effects you really can use. Then as an amplifier, there's only one button, the volume button over here. There's not really an LFO button, I'm presuming, except maybe is this bass section that is considered as an LFO. And as an envelope section, we only have an attack and release button. So I'm guessing that was it.